little bit there. Maybe that'll work. Make sure this is unmuted. Maybe that'll work. Yep. Yep. Alright, move this a little bit more to the left. There we go. Just so we don't have the... I need a bigger drop cloth for the background. We'll work on that later. Alright. Uh-oh. Oh, restream's just behind. That's okay. Alright. It'll catch up eventually. Might have messed something up though. Hopefully not. Alright. I moved the canvas a little closer. If you watched my last video, you might have noticed that I moved it up a little bit. And I didn't know that my camera actually supports 4K. So I might do, not in the live streams, but just standalone videos. I could do some higher quality ones. Might be nice. Just putting the magic white on. Alexander Magic White. Really good medium. Move this down a little bit. I think I bumped the easel. And it is a little bit higher up, so it might bounce around here at the beginning phases more than usual. Today we'll be doing 2 paintings usually, as usual, not usually. One of them, I think I'm going to start on just doing one landmark from each state. Someone had suggested it, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. So I'm just picking up landmarks from around the United States, going alphabetically, starting with Alabama and Alaska today, and then hopefully finishing sometime in, is it Wyoming? Yes. But yeah, that's just what I'm going to be doing. Put magic white on here first. There we go. I'm going to wipe it off. Just any extra paint that I might have on here. There we go. Quite a bit of extra white on it. I might do it one more time. I think most of it's up there at the top. Yeah, that's up here. Got like a chunk of gesto in there from something. Alright, one more time. There we go. That part's good. Just wipe this brush off real quick. And then we're gonna go get the palette here. Gotta move my brushes around a little bit. Things are a bit tighter since I moved the canvas up. Alright, there we go. So, colors today, a little bit limited on the palette. We've got burnt sienna, emerald green, ivory black, phthalo blue, titanium white, yellow ochre, and naphthol red. And this is going to be from a scene in a park in Alabama, DeSoto Falls. So there's going to be a little waterfall, some nice little rocks behind it. So that's what we'll be doing today. I'm going to put a little bit of sky up there. This is just phthalo blue, 2.5 inch brush. And most of this is going to be, the waterfall is in the middle. I think it's a 100-foot waterfall. And so it's going to be pretty big. I might start it up here, and then it comes down maybe to there. I'll just touch gently, and then maybe in the middle we'll have like a just sky in the middle, but not. The rest of it's going to be rocks. And I might go all the way to the sides, but these will be covered up with trees the rocks will come probably up to there actually. I'm just going to fill this in now. And I'll add some clouds here in a second. We're at that dark blue blob that I put in there. Alright, I'll wipe this brush off real quick. And that's probably all I'm going to have for the 2.5 inch brush. Paul, hey Nate, hey Paul, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Hope things are going well. Just getting started here. Alright. Let's throw in some clouds. I think I have too many brushes here. I'm gonna put some of these brushes over here on the stand again, just to free up some space. It's getting a little crowded. All right, filbert brush. Probably don't need the flat brush for this. 1 inch brush maybe. Script liner always. All right. Let's get a fan brush. I just had them. Where did I put them? Alright, I'm going to throw in some quick puffy clouds here. Titanium, just straight titanium white, nothing, no crimson or anything in there. And this is going to be mostly trees up here, that's why I have it like this. So. Probably won't be able to see most of these anyway, but I'm just putting some shapes up there just because. Just to do it. I'm blending with the fan brush. I didn't feel like getting out the 2.5 inch brush or cleaning it. There we go. That's pretty much all I wanted for the sky there. Now let's see. Let's see how high we want this to actually go. My original plan was maybe to here, but I think we might pull it all the way to the top. All the way to the top of the canvas. So let's do that. Oh, we need a dirt color. I'll use burnt sienna for now. We'll just start up here. Do an outline first. And then the waterfall is right here. Do the same over here. Waterfall there, okay. Pulling down. Really just fill all this in with color. That's all I'm doing. You can probably fill this in with the 2.5 inch brush if you really wanted to. All right. What are you painting? Today, this is just, it's a place in Alabama. I'm doing 2 state-themed paintings today. So the first one's going to be from Alabama, and this next one's going to be from, where is it? Alaska. So it's going to have some really big mountains in it. And then you said, can you paint Bob Ross season 28 episode 7? I can do that one. I can probably do that one in another stream, or I can just record it in the HD like I did on Thursday for this other one that I did when I was testing out the camera. So when I do the one-off streams there, I can do them higher quality. I can do them in 4K, which is nice. the live streams I'm limited to, I can only do 1080 at 30 FPS or something. But with the recorded ones I can do 4K, so it'll be really detailed. Alright, and then here it's gonna be, that's where the waterfall will be. Oh whoops, I turned the chat off. What a jerk. Okay, there we go. I turned the chat off, sorry. And I don't know if I re-enabled Nightbot. I had changed Nightbot settings and I think I accidentally turned them off. So, oh, I gotta blend this out. What am I doing? I don't want a straight line there. This is all going to be rocks, not hills. All right. And let's see. I do need to throw some water in because there's going to be some water down here at the bottom where the water splashes. So I should do that first. Let's see. Let's make it go right here. That might be a little too bright, this wall. I might end up throwing some emerald green in here. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not a huge fan of phthalo blue. I don't know why. It just isn't a... Maybe I'll add some green to it. Ah, there we go. That's the color I needed. That's more the color that is in all the pictures I was looking at. It's not really blue. It's more like this weird green color. I'll just go back and forth. We're going to splash this water anyways with the waterfall. Alright. Now we got to start adding in some rocks here. But I might darken some of these up a bit. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's see. So I feel like I don't have enough paint out for this, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're just going to start filling in basically some rocks up here on the right, some rocks up here on the left. So that's all I'm going to be doing. And they're very, very square rocks. So I'm going to tap in a base color and then start filling it in. And then once I got these filled in, I'm going to kind of blend them a little bit. This is kind of similar to how I did the, what were they? The bricks and, was that last week's painting? I did bricks and something. Well, this is going to be basically the same. Just kind of throw in square shapes, rectangles. Billy. Oh, Billy's in the chat. Hey, Billy. How's it going? And we'll highlight all these here in a bit. Alright, and I did forget, I need to add, should have done this first. There are some trees up here at the top, so I'm going to add those in real quick with the fan brush. Some background first. Some little, there's a bigger one up there. I believe there's like a little rock here right at the top of this waterfall. So I'll just do these first and then I'll add that one in and then start working forward, which is probably what I should have done. Uncle 60, hey Uncle 60, how's it going? Maybe I'll just do a blob up here. There we go. That kind of fills it in a little bit better than it was. Doing well. A1C is down. Still diabetic. Lost a lot of weight. 214. You were 249. Dang, that's awesome, dude. I know diabetes is tough, and you can, if you definitely drop the weight, you can get almost pretty much resolve it. So that's really good. Nice job. What was that, 50 pounds? 40 pounds? That's incredible. Nice job, dude. Alright, I'm going to darken this tree up a little bit. Just a little bit. And then maybe I'll have to throw in some little branches. Not branches. These are actual trunks. So I'm going to use the oil for this. It was a little shaky. Not sure why. Alright. Get the oil there. This is just ivory black, I think. Pretty sure. We'll just put some trunks here. Here and there. And I'll go back over it with the green again once I'm done. Once I'm done throwing some of these in. That tree looks a little sad. He's humped over. Alright, I think that's probably good enough. Maybe some there. Go around the bottom here. Alright. And we'll just go back over it. Some down at the bottom. There we go. I think that's good enough. Just little accents of branches. Nothing too aggressive there. All right. Drop my fan brush again. All right. Let's grab. I think it's the rest of this is probably just going to be the palette knife, I think. So I'll just get that out and yeah, we'll start doing it. All right. I think I said there was going to be a rock right in front, like right here. Right at the front of the waterfall. And then the waterfall's here. And then it comes over here, and then there's just a big drop. Alright. That's the plan. Plan at least. For now. And then down here I think it's mostly dark colors. Once I feel better, I mean, painting's pretty much over, so. I'll highlight this here in a second. That's just filling in dark colors for now. I think this is, I can't remember where the light should be in this. Or if I even said it, but I want this side to be kind of dark and this side to be a little bit lighter. Let's see. Go. Kind of do the same thing over here. These are those, I don't know what the technical name for these are, but I don't know if anyone else has seen them, but they're rocks that are kind of like, they're really flat and you can see all the layers in them when you look at them. This kind of all the mountains that I have around here, they look kind of like that. They're very flat. You can see all the layers in them. Let's see, how far do we want to go down here? I think it's all the way to the bottom. BRM. Oh, Solo Codes is over on Twitch. What's up? Oh, Uncle 60, you're going to do some watercolor layer? Cool. I still need to try watercolor at some point. Most I've ever gone into is gouache. It worked okay. Let's see, let's get the other fan brush here. I'm going to add in the, I'm just going to do the water real quick. I might use some magic white. Nice thin white. Maybe a tiny bit of blue. And this is just the top one. There's 2 layers to it. So there's this one. And then there's another one that goes all the rest of the way. So I'm going to do that one next. Alright. Let's see. Grab some more of this burnt sienna. Fill in. I might just do this for the rest of it. On this side at least. I just need it to look kind of like layers. That's all I'm going for right now. Once we have the layers, we can do everything else. Alright, now I'll fill the rest in with the palette knife here, but first I might just put that in. And then here there's going to be, there's like a cave at the bottom. Not a cave, like a inlet or something. So I'll do that, fill that here in a second. Alright, let's get the, actually I can use that dark one still. This is just ivory black. I'm going to fill this in, fill in the cave first. Darkest at the base. Alright, looks kind of crazy right now, but we'll fix it up here. Alright, we just gotta make, might need some more burnt sienna here in a second. Or maybe I can mix it with some ivory black. At least on this side, because this side's going to be darker than the other side. Filling it in for now. Oh, I shouldn't have picked up that oil. Oh well. That's okay. Happens. Alright. Let's see. Do I want to fill in the waterfall now or wait? I can wait. I can wait a little bit. We can just start highlighting some of the rocks here. But I'm going to grab some more burnt sienna real quick because I ran out. Using the palette knife. Uses a lot of paint. Alright, there we go. Back to the palette knife. I just picked up a giant, a giant blob of more burnt sienna. Just just trying to fill in some of these lighter spots here. Might have gone too low there. That's okay. It's going to look kind of gross here for a minute, and then it'll hopefully start looking better once I once I get some of the base shapes in. Minor accident. Lost my knife there. That's okay. I'm probably going to need more, even more burnt sienna, or maybe more titanium white than I have out now. Alright, let's go to this side. Alright, maybe it comes in a little bit there. Just throwing in, just blocking in all this rock formation here. And then once I have all these dark areas covered in, then I go in with the light color. And we should be in a good spot. There we go. Maybe some of these come over the dark. That might look nice. Can't really see them now because I haven't highlighted them yet, but it might look nice later on. Pick some of that up. Move it up here. Darken this up a bunch. Grab some more. Go over that side a little bit. We've almost used up all the burnt umber again. I should just move the tube over here if I'm going to be doing this. Alright, I think I've got enough texture there where everything else is going to work. I'm just going to grab a little bit more burnt umber. And I'll bring the tube back over. Just because I keep using it. Burnt umber. There we go. No, burnt sienna. Not using burnt umber. What am I talking about? Fender 31. Hey Fender, how's it going? We're doing well. We're in the mid phase of this painting. And I keep using up all the burnt sienna. How are you doing? Alright, I'm going to leave this over here. Just because I keep using it. Okay. So we got all these dark colors. We've got basically the rock shapes in. Let's add... Let's see. I feel like this could be a little bit darker here. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Because we're just going to fill it in anyways with rocks. Alright, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Let me think. It went to the right, and then it went to the left a little bit. And then it went all the way down. Here we go. And then it went all the way down. Oh, messed it up a little bit. That's okay, we can fuzz out the bottom. There we go. And this is DeSoto Falls. I don't remember if I said that. There's some mist here in the cave. my old blender brush out for this part. It's very dark in there. You wouldn't be able to see much of this. There we go. Let me pull all the way up. Something like that. There's our waterfall. Okay. Now we're going to add the rest of the highlights here. These ones I might actually extend. I'm going to extend them. I just kind of feel like doing it. I don't like there being I don't know what, triangle at the bottom. I don't know. I don't like that. So I'm going to change it. Okay. And I did say this is the darker side over here, I believe. So let's start working on that side first. Use this white, burnt sienna, a little bit more sienna. I want it to be pretty dark, but not super dark. Start adding in this second color here. Just realized I have some detached trees up here. They're not really connected to anything. And this is just me. I'm just pulling right to, or left to right here. These are very flat rocks. That's what I'm trying to go for. Get paint all over my thumb. Keep adding this in. Try not to get too much of that oil in there. There we go. Same down here. Maybe this one sticks out a little bit more. Okay. My thumb is going to get absolutely covered in paint today. Alright. We can probably add some more there later. But for now, let's go back into white burnt sienna mixture. And we'll start on this other side. This is in the sun. Might be a little bit harder for me just because I'm right-handed. I kind of want to start at the left and go right, but I don't think that would look too correct. So I'm just going to be doing this. Now I might need some more titanium white. Oh, I handle of the knife. That's okay. Alright. That's in there. It's coming together a little bit. Just a little bit. We're working on it. Work in progress. I gotta wipe this handle off before the entire palette knife changes colors. Alright. Clean enough. Let's grab some more sienna here. I'm going to fill in some of these spaces. There's some just white spaces that don't make much sense. There we go. Grab some more white and umber. A little bit more white, a little bit more umber. Just pulling in there. Right, left to right, right to left. I think there's like a little plateau here on the left, so I'll set that up real quick. There we go. That looks somewhat similar to the picture I was looking at. Let's see. Alright. This side should be somewhat lighter than the other side. I don't know if it's super light. It should be a little bit lighter. Hey Nate, I finally got into Discord. Oh, he used too many emojis. Nightbot doesn't like that. Even though I changed the limit, I think from, it was 1, and I changed it to 4, so you just went one over the emoji limit. That's cool though. I'm glad you got into it. I think I posted the wrong link to it before, so if you tried to join it last week, then alright, I used a link that expired. That was the problem. Alright. Do I want to use yellow ochre in this? Would that be a nice color? It is actually a pretty nice color. Maybe you can use that over here. Just a little bit. Maybe towards the bottom. As the rocks have more water on them, they turn a different color. Rocks that get a lot of water exposure tend to turn green. So you get moss and stuff growing on them. But I think that looks okay. I do feel like I need more titanium white now though. Let's see, maybe we just touch a few of these with actual white. And then blend it out here in a sec. Because these ones would be right in the sun. So they might look a little different. Oh, my palette knife's starting to stick. That's okay. Alright. I forget that my this brand of paint, this Blue Ridge oil paint, the titanium white on it is extremely sticky. Sometimes I forget. side. I'm going to scrape this off real quick so I don't pick it up later. Alright, is that everything I wanted to do here on that side? This side. I kind of want to add a little bit more down here actually. Maybe some up there too. There we go. I don't know if I could call this a palette knife painting though, even though I've done most of it with a palette knife. Probably not. I didn't use it for the waterfall. Although the palette knife can use a make pretty good waterfalls. Is the bot mod a free app with YouTube Live? It is. It's if you just search for Nightbot, you can connect. You can just connect it to it, and it has a bunch of settings you can turn on, and it's pretty nice. It helps with mostly with Twitch. That's where the people tend to spam the most. I'm just adding some final white highlights on here. But yeah, Nightbot works with both YouTube and Twitch, that's why I use it. All right. So we got this side, we got that side. What else do we need? I guess we just work on the water, and then we're pretty much done. Let's see. I might want to clean out this fan brush first, so I don't want to go too gung-ho with the brown color in the water. Even though I did get some down here already, but whatever. It happens. Sometimes you get your colors in the wrong spot. Okay, and I'm going to pick up, actually no, I don't need more of any other color. I'm just going to use white, magic white, since we're in the water anyway. I'm just going to splash around the bottom, and that'll kind of straighten up the edge of the rocks here. Grab some more white. I'm getting a bit of that odd color in there, but that's okay. And I'm just going to blend all this out here in a second. We'll just sock in some colors here. Nothing too precise there, if you couldn't tell. All right. I want it to not look like too rushing water. It should be mostly misty, at least over here. All right. Does that look okay? You guys think I need to add anything else? This is part 1 in the 50 states, 50 states series. That's what we'll call it. All right, let's wipe these brushes off real quick. Looks cool. Thanks, Paul. Let me know if it's too blurry as well. I had to change the had to change one of the settings on the camera because of the Restream doesn't support 4K. So, find out the hard way. Trial and error. I also think Restream downgrades the quality to 720p, so it might be even worse than I thought it was. I'm just signing it real quick. Looks great to me. Thanks, Billy. I might throw a sci-fi painting in here and there because I really like that one spaceship painting that we did. That was fun. Might throw those in every now and then. Alright, here we go. Can we see this? Maybe. So this is part 1, 50 State Series, DeSoto Falls, Alabama. Next up is Alaska. I'm gonna take a trip to Bob's Stomping Grounds. And if you have a place in a state that you want to see, let me know before I get to the state. I'm just going alphabetically, top to bottom. So this way, first was Alabama, next is Alaska, and after that Arizona, Arkansas. And it's pretty fun too because they get to learn about the different landmarks in each of the states. Alright, wipe this off. Alright, I think that's good. I'll wipe the palette off real quick, maybe clean some brushes, and we'll get started on the next one. It's going to be Glacier Bay in Alaska. Not to be confused with the other painting I did that was also called Glacier Bay. I think that was a Bill Alexander painting. But that's a really fun one if you're trying to do mostly palette knife paintings or learn palette knife stuff. Glacier Bay by Bill Alexander is really, really good one to work on. Alright. I don't think there'll be too many colors in it either because it's mostly snow and a little bit of brown for the mountains. A little bit of brown sticks out. At least from the pictures I saw. It's so realistic. So it's realistic. Alright, here we go. Let's see, what colors do I think I need? I already have burnt sienna over here, so I might as well just start with that one. Wherever I put it. Yeah, it's up here. So we're going to need some burnt sienna. And I need some crimson. What color does burnt sienna plus alizarin crimson make? Is that brown? Burnt sienna already brown. It just makes it more brown. And some ivory black. Do we need any greens? I don't think there's much green. Indian yellow? No. Lots of white though. We're going to need a mountain of white. There's a lot of snow and a lot of ice. Okay. Where's my crimson? Crimson. I want to use French ultramarine for this one. I'm going to use phthalo blue or Prussian blue, but I like ultramarine for my snow paintings. I don't know why. It just has a really nice color. And I'll use some naphthol red just for the signature. Okay. I believe this is all the colors I need. Bill scares me how he paints. He just throws paint and boom, it's done. I did a walk evening. 4 laps, very good. Oh, nice. 4 laps, that's a good idea. I always try to get at least a 30-minute walk in every day. I find that helps just with stress in general. Just take a 30-minute walk. Things get a little bit better. My older brother knew right away your painting was DeSoto Falls. Did he really? I've never been there. I just looked up. I just went on Google and I was like, natural landmarks in Alabama. And that was one of the first ones that came up. So that's why I picked that one. All right, let's see. We're going to need a canvas. All right, got a canvas. I almost ran out of canvases. I forgot to order them. But they had a sale last week or 2 weeks ago on Sunbelt. So I went and got a bunch of canvases. Hopefully I don't need any for another year. Just got boxes full of them out in the garage. Alright. Probably want to clean off the... Actually, I don't think I need to clean off my brushes for this one, because this is going to be pretty much the same colors. And I've already got the magic white on this brush here. So let's just do that. Hey Nate, recently found your channel, really enjoy it. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Michael. Where do you store all your canvases? They're in, so I leave them in the box. I leave them in the box they ship in until I use this. I don't know if, I can't really show it, but like, if you're looking at this canvas on the left here is a giant stack of canvases. And so every 25 canvases is one box. And when I exhaust the chair full of canvases, I'll go and open up a new box that's just down in the garage. Yeah, and all my old paintings are just, I don't know if you can see them, they're all just sitting back there in a giant pile. I imagine in another month or so I'll run out of space, and or not a month, maybe a year. I probably have a year. I have to figure out what to do with them. I'm just putting the magic white on real quick. I also moved the easel up about, what is this, 5 or 6 inches, and I found that actually helps a lot. Helps me see it better when it's level with my eyes. I don't know if anyone else does that or has a opinion on it, but before it was kind of down a little bit, quite a bit lower. Alright, there we go. Wipe this off. We're going to do a couple laps over the canvas. Get off all the extra paint. One more. There we go. When I move up to Kentucky, I'm hoping I can sell some art to get more vintage cups and comics and collectibles. There's yeah, if you're in Kentucky, every year they have the St. James Art Show, which is like 2 streets away from where my brother lives. And I haven't been, but I think he sells baked goods when he goes to that. But it's a huge, like 6 streets worth of people, vendors selling paintings and arts and stuff. It's pretty cool. If you can get over there, if you're up in Kentucky. What are you doing for your Alaska painting? Great question. This one is going to be Glacier Bay. I couldn't decide. There's 2 places in Alaska that I wanted to paint. Well, actually, there's more than that. There's probably 20 or 30, but I just narrowed it down to these 2. And this one's just going to be Glacier Bay. That's what I'm going with. So it's going to be. Let's blend them out. All right, very little sky here. There's going to be a huge mountain here, a huge mountain here, a bigger one right here, and then a glacier in there. And that'll be, maybe, let's see, maybe it comes out here and then comes this way. Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm, that's the plan for this one. Very loose plan, but a plan nonetheless. And the mountains in the back are probably going to be very non-detailed, but as they come forward, I'll try to do more details with them. So, let's get started. Going to start with the old ultramarine blue. It's my favorite blue. And this is just going to be up the very tippy top. Grab some more. Like that. Very little sky, mostly mountains in this one. Oops. Alright, let's do like maybe one. This is just on the fan brush. Just up here, kind of floating. Maybe some over there too. Little tiny clouds here. And I'm just going to use the fan brush. I've been using the fan brush to blend. I don't know, I found it's working pretty good, so I just use that. There we go. Are you doing a specific place? Oh, this is, I think it's actually called Glacier Bay. But I can double check. Let me double check. Glacier Bay, Alaska. Yes, this is a real place. I didn't make it up. All right, let's see. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Accidentally closed something out there. That's no good. Hopefully this is still up. Oh yeah, we're still up. Stream's still going. Whew. Thought I busted it for a second. I'm always clicking stuff on my iPad here, and sometimes I mess it up. So, all right, let's go. Let's do. Do we want to do flat brush or filbert? These are pretty sharp mountains, so I'm going to use a flat brush, I think. Let's see. Before we do that, maybe we fill in. I kind of want to block in the mountains first, but I don't want to go too crazy with it. Maybe let's do that. You see what happens when I don't plan what I'm doing. We just go off the rails. Alright, this is crimson and sienna, and I don't know what color this makes, but I think it's going to be what I want. Alright, so we said we're going to have a big mountain up here. Oh yeah, that's good. That's the color that I wanted. You can make it a little sharper up here at the top. And I'm going to add some, what am I going to add? white snow caps for this. Actually, this might be a little too red. Oh well. Can add some black to it. Maybe that'll help make it look less dangerous. This is like a dangerous mountain. So that looks a little less dangerous. I don't want bloody mountains up here. Alright, so we got one there. This is a pretty steep one. And there's another one up here. These are the background mountains too. They're not going to be, I don't want them to look super detailed. That's why I'm just filling them in with the flat brush here. I'd probably do this with a 2-inch if I really wanted to. Something like that. Excuse me, iPad. A little busted there. Alright. We'll go into, we'll put this in the background. This is our background. Little background mountain up here. We're going to have some weird conflicting colors here, and that's okay. I don't use the flat brush that much either, so this is good practice. Good practice for me. Alright, we got 2 mountains there. Thanks, Paul. I just like watching him paint. He does great work. Oh, thanks. I might diverge here and go straight into the straight to the palette knife here in a second. All right, we need a darker color. What's darker than burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, and blue and alizarin crimson and white? Maybe just combine all 3. Blue, crimson, black, sienna. This will be our big boy mountain. That's what we call this one. He's sharp. He comes down here. All right. Just filling in mountain shapes. Ooh, that's a nice effect. I haven't done that before. Basically just pull with the flat brush. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. I'll have to try that more often. Alright. Maybe we'll just make some canyons and whatnot. Like those kind of shapes down here. I don't really know what I'm exactly doing here. We got to cover these with snow at some point. Do you think that's enough for the backgrounds? Might blend it just a little bit. Give it some more shape. Get rid of these weird light areas. They're not weird, they're just different light areas. This middle mountain kind of looks like a Christmas tree. But we can fix that. We can fix that. Every once in a while, can you do some more water mixable paints? Yeah, I can. I haven't done them in a while just because I just like the Blue Ridge oil paints more than anything else. But yeah, I saw a bunch of the water mixable oils down here. I can do those sometime for sure. All right, I'm just kind of pulling around with this. What do they call this? The bunny brush. There we go. All right, we gotta add snow because this is Alaska. We haven't added any snow to this yet. I don't know what I was thinking. So it might be hard to do this with the flat brush, but let's try it on. This is just straight titanium white here. Let's try it on this guy first. Let's see. Just adding some snow up in here. If I was thinking, I would have done this one first, but that's okay. Maybe there's some shadow on the back, just a little bit. Could do this with the palette knife as well. Elvis, hey Elvis, how's it going? Good to see you. Always good to see you folks. Come back. Come back to the stream. Say hello. Much appreciated. Alright, let's fill in. I definitely should have done this one before I did that one. But we learned. We paint and we learn. I say that sometimes. We paint and we learn. I'm going to smooth out some of these. This edge here, bottom edge. There we go. Are you the real Elvis? Could be. Could be the real one. Alright, let's add some more snow. I don't think this one, I don't know if I'm going to put as much snow on this one. Maybe just a little bit up at the top, and then towards the bottom it just kind of, we have some spots here and there, not too much. Maybe some in between, and I'll blend all this out. I think I said I got a hair on there. Oh no! I just had a really big smudge, and I was like, "How'd that happen?" I had a hair on it. All right, let's get the bunny brush. For the bigger mountain cliff, to make that look closer, I'd add some dark shadows or mid-note on the snow to bring it forward. For the big mountain, Do you mean the big mountain on the left or to the right? Maybe the right. I can make it darker. Either one of them. Calm, cool, and collected. Not a whole lot of meaningless banter. Great, I'm going to be here. Thanks, Keith. All right, I got paint all over this brush, so I'm just trying to clean it up here for a second. Sorry about that. There we go. That's a good. I like that. Just blend these together here. And this is where I got too much white, so I'm going to try and pull some of the darker color from the bottom up into the top, fix it. There we go. And then these ones, can just blow some of the bottom ones away because I didn't really want those. Same with that one. Then up at the top, we can blend that out too, just like that. There we go. Maybe a little bit more there. I could make that a little bit sharper. I think I'll do that. The right. All right, got it. Yeah, we got this dark line in the middle, but no light on it, so it looked a little off. There we go. Just trying to fix that real quick. All right, go back to this. There we go. I think it's, I don't like that line. There we go. Got rid of it. On the right, okay. On the right. Dark shadows. Let's add some dark shadows to this one. And I'm going to add blue, ultramarine blue, crimson. Let's add those in here. Maybe some up here. Can't really see up this corner because of there's glare from the light, so hopefully this is hitting something, lining up. I can't really tell. Very hard to tell when you get the glare. But we'll figure it out. I think I missed this line here. Completely missed what I was aiming for. Very hard to see. All right. Might be getting it. Might be. Alright, now I gotta figure out where I want the cliffs to be on this one. I can kind of see one there. I can kind of see one there. Definitely one here that comes over there. And then there's one down here. You're probably asking, how do I see those? I don't know. Maybe make the snow a bit thicker. I'm definitely going to make it thick on this one on the right. A little bit of that blue here. I'm just going to use the palette knife for this. I'm going to need a lot of white. Should actually be a good glacier color here. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I know I said there's one up here, right there. Definitely some there. And the peak right here. Ran out of It happens, it happens. Right here, it comes down. And it comes over, and then I can see it. Oh, let's see if I can hit it. Ah, right there. Yeah, there it was. Then we also got some here. There's a little bit there. These are going to be down towards the glacier, the actual glacier. So this is just, right now, I looked at, at least from what I looked at the pictures of Glacier Bay, there's these really big mountains, and then right in front of them, there's a glacier that kind of shoots out here, and then it just runs all the way through the valley. So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, and this one comes over here. I'm just gonna pull it straight down. You can probably add a little bit of darker blue there here in a sec. This is like a shadow color here, so that's what we're going for. This is all going to be in the shadow here, so I'll just pull that straight down. Oh, I should have done something up there at the top first. Let's do that. That was my fault. There we go. There we go. That looks nice. Thanks, Paul. The palette knife highlights can drastically change any scene that you're doing. It's like when I first started painting, my paintings didn't really look like anything, and I tried to show them to my brother, and he'd be like, "I don't know what that is," and then I would add a highlight to it, and he'd be like, "Oh, now I get it." Because at first it doesn't look like much of anything. I'll probably go back over this section here with the a little bit brighter, even brighter highlight. A little bit more blue, a little bit more white. Too much blue. I guess we can just, we can just fill this in back here. I'm gonna go over that again. Don't think I forgot about it. I know it's top of my mind. I need these to look icy, because they're gonna be right beside the glacier. All right, let's grab the old white color again. Going to go back over this real quick here and there, just kind of touch it up, make him stand out. Let's see if we can cut that right there. And then the bottom, we can always just blend the bottom out with a 2.5 inch brush. That always works if we want it to look far away. Let's do that. I'm just going to fill this in with whatever's on the brush right now, just to get some color in there, some tone. My fan switch is hitting me on this. All right. Now we get to do the glacier. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do a glacier? How are we going to do a glacier? It's Glacier Bay. So first thing, I'm probably just going to use the rest of this color I'm going to use this in the back, and this is where the glacier starts. So it's just going to look like it looks kind of like a river at first, but it's not really a river. Grab some more. We'll make it go all the way. Why not? All the way to the left. It comes up there. There we go. All right. All right, that's the first part. And now we got to fill in the glacier, the actual glacier. I keep saying the actual glacier, but this is the actual glacier. Bunch of white and a little bit of whatever that other color was. Might throw some of this blue in there. Just throw all these together. Alright, we need, let's see how we want to do this. Let's just try something first. Let's see if this works. I just needed random shapes in there to start. That's all I was doing there. Sorry if that was really loud. Let's see. Need some there. Some there. I put way too much paint on the palette knife here. This is like the edge of the glacier where it's starting to break apart and giant chunks of ice are kind of falling on each other. And then the bottom here is just going to be water. That's all I'm going for here. I'm going to need some very pure white to go on top of this. But that should work, in theory. It should look like ice. Giant ice ball. Keep bumping my thumb over here. Alright. Now I'm just kind of pulling down on it to try and get texture. There's like little tiny bumps here now. And that'll work really well when I go over it with highlights. There we go. I didn't really think about where I wanted the water to be, but maybe we'll just scratch there. Something like right there. And blend it back and forth here. This is where the water will be. There we go. Okay. Now we need a little bit more white. Pure white. Unless we want to keep going. Actually, we have a little bit of paint left, so we might as well just fill out the bottoms of these even further. It's a little hard when you get, at least on this canvas, towards the bottom, just because of the lip there, bumps on it. But normally you don't have to worry about that if you're doing this one. Yeah, let me just fill that in. There we go. That looks okay. And now, got a little bit of pure white. We'll just use both of these and put them down here. And this is going to be like a one and done type situation. So, one tap, get all the dirty paint off. One tap, get all the dirty paint off. And reload. bit more white. Just keep tapping here and there. Get this nice contrast between the light blue and this white. So it really looks like ice. That's what I'm going for here. And all those little bumps that I was talking about, you can see them because that's where the paint sticks. That's where the paint sticks. Got too much there. Almost to the end here. All right. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, there we go. Should look like a glacier. Maybe. Maybe not. I personally haven't seen a glacier, so I can't tell for sure. I've only seen photos. Alright, wipe this palette knife off. Wipe the, whoops. Bunny brush off. There we go. Oh, there's quite a bit of paint on there. That wouldn't have been good. And I think there might be some fog. Maybe no, maybe not enough fog. Let's see. Let's just add it in. Towards the bottom. I don't know why. Maybe there's fog at the bottom of a glacier. Where the ice touches the water. I don't really know. Alright, let's just add in some actual water down here and call it a day. Make it look a little colder. There we go. How's that look, folks? Glacier Bay, Alaska. For your Arizona painting, Monument Valley in Arizona. Yes, I could do that for sure. Arizona is one of the few states I've been to more than once. That's where I have quite a few relatives there. Alright. Do I need to do anything else? I don't know. I feel like the highlights on this mountain could have been a little bit better, but yeah. You paint and you learn. Let's I guess I could just sign it. Sign it, call it a day, make some dinner. Watch the new House of the Dragon. Or no, that doesn't come out till later. Let's see, let's put it down here. Whoops. Messed up my signature. Oh well. It happens. Can't have perfection every time. 22. There we go. Alright. Elvis says looks great. Paul says looks cool. I'll take that as it's good enough. Let's pull her down. Give her the old zoom in. Alright, there we go. There's Glacier Bay, Alaska. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out, sharing tips, helping me figure out colors and everything. Always appreciated. I think next week's Arizona, and I'll work on that video for Paul. I think it was one of those episodes of Bob Ross 28, season 28, episode 7. So I might have that up as a video during the week, but thanks everybody. I don't think you can see me in this new frame, but much appreciated. I'll See everybody next week. Bye-bye.